Copium, we'll see if you're able to pull it off. Here we go into Infernal Shrines. First pick will be going over to Team 30K. Here we go.
We're on a best of 3 series now, so we have 5 shots of Copium going up against 30K, and well, these are the hopefuls for North America. They are the first seed, they are the ones who were able to qualify through the first qualifier. Very dominant performance by them, and of course, right now, we'll see what they can do against the Europeans. It's a 3rd seed from Europe, so definitely 30K is the favorite. We have Lucio banned out, we got Hogger banned, and yeah, I mean, kind of excited for this. I want to see what 30K can do right now. They are the ones that are still alive in the winner bracket here. If they win, they go up against the Bang Bush, another European team. So yeah, a lot more Heroes of the Storm to come.
I'm actually really interested to see how 30K is going to perform. I was able to bump into them when I had a small break and just ask them what they've been thinking about this entire tournament so far, and they're like, the Koreans look kind of mortal. I think we actually have a chance. Now, they didn't come out and say we can beat them, but their hopes were lifted a little bit, and they feel like they can do well in this tournament. And now it's time to kind of put out and show what you can do, right? You're going against the number 3 seed. They're going to be having a sub. A substantial win here would be massive for them and really give a blueprint of what we can get for the rest of the weekend.
Exactly. And interestingly enough, Tempest, of course, dominating also now in the winner bracket semifinal. Can always argue that Wush App should have been able to take a map, maybe even 2, but at the end of the day, they didn't.
Yeah.
So Tempest looks like the team to beat. 30K is one of the contenders here. First, they have to fight their way through Copium, then to the Bang Bush to go up against Team Tempest in a potential winner bracket final. But as we're heading here, we have basically them mirroring the pick priority that we've seen from Tempest. The Diablo first pick on Infernal Shrines for Cattle.
Yeah, Diablo is bubbling up as one of the main tanks that we're seeing picked up. He's able to flex into a lot of different compositions. We have seen some adjustments on the other side of how do you handle this. I kind of liked what Bangbush was doing with the Leoric into a Murden. Leoric would go up and be the sacrificial lamb, if you will, if they didn't like how the fight would go, and then walk away. Or if they liked it, they would have Murden come afterwards, so almost like a second pseudo-tank.
Blaze, Brightwing, the picks, so already lots of CC here. And of course, having the top lane Blaze and also engage into the shrines, it gives you a lot of control. And I'm actually especially happy that Cattle is here in the first place. I think we highlighted that in one of the earlier matches today, but there was a question mark on him being able to play at the tournament because someone close to him had corona, got COVID, wasn't quite sure, did he get it too? So there was tests going on, and at the end it turned out that he actually was not infected, he's totally fine, couple negative tests in a row, so they decided to bring him over here, still playing it safe and has been wearing a mask the entire time, but everybody's super happy, of course, that 30K can play with their full roster. Khaldor himself also a bit on the fence. They informed us, I think, on Sunday already that there might be a problem, and we've been monitoring it the entire time. Worst case scenario, they could have played with a sub here, but of course that's something that you don't want, especially for the first seed of a region. You want to make sure that the best team can represent the region there, and I'm happy to see him here with Diablo. Gets assisted with Tychus and also with Rhaegar. Tychus in particular with Odin, always a great pick on Infernal Shrines, and it also picks them away from the opponent so that they can't draft specifically to take Diablo down.
I've seen a lot of Tychus already today, and it makes sense on the maps that we've been on, especially like Infernal Shrines. You want to have that long Odin sieging, burning down the minions. It can give you the edge by a few as well with all that AoE, so really works out here too. And also is in a spot to handle most scenarios. A lot of people are like, play Tychus, he's a tank killer. He's a good DPS in general. Percent damage is helpful even against people with low HP. So getting Tychus in is always wonderful. We have a Murden and a Hanzo coming in for our 3rd and 4th pickup for Team Copium.
Murden, Hanzo. Nano is also one of the Hanzo players that is actually very, very powerful. So him and Bishops, two of the players within the European scene that really stand out on Hanzo and has always been a very, very strong pick for him. So they get that. There's a lot of stun in total. I mean, you have Brightwing, the Polymorph, you have Blaze, the Jet Propulsion, the Stormbolts on Murden, Hanzo then with the ult if they're going down the arrow route. So there's a lot that they can really do to try and snipe somebody, but can they get that opportunity? Can they create it against a team as strong as 30K?
I was wondering if we would get some Genji from Kier today, as we've seen him a lot in the past run that character, but today it looks like we might be getting that Maiev to open up. A lot of CC to follow up that Diablo, bring him on in, drop down that totem, slow them, say, hey, I have a hard time walking away, and Leoric says, no, you stay here and drop the Entomb. It's a great layered aggression. Imperius will be the final pickup here for Team Copium, a very, very heavy front line.
Yes, they now have tons of stuns. I mean, an insane amount of stuns that they have. They can shield Hanzo, Justin, the sub-player for Gavlo. He is picking Imperius for them. Cure with Maiev. And Cure, obviously, one of the key players on the side of 30K, and we'll definitely have to watch him here. Infernal Shrines is going to kick us off. This is the best of 3 series. This is the first round of the winner bracket. 30K going up against Copium. And yeah, I'm hyped for this one. I want to see what 30K can do. They're supposed to win this. They're coming in as the favorite. Can they justify that role, or is Copium throwing them a bit of a curveball here?
This exact same comp, by the way, was played earlier by Team Hasu in them. They were actually able to pull it off, and the coordination was magnificent. So the question is whether or not Copium can take the same composition and roll with it. It's all about assessing that first engage. And it was on the first shrines here as well, so this seems to be a composition that Europe loves to play.
Well, the game kicks off on Infernal Shrines. It starts us off into this series, and we have on the left side, it is a 30K with Mother on Tychus, Cattle on Diablo. We got Cure on Maiev, Liam on Leoric, and Legacy is playing Rhaegar.
And on the opposite side of the map, in the red, Casper playing Blaze, Simply DK playing Muradin, Velkzu on Brightwing, Nano on Hanzu, and Justing subbing in on Imperius.
First map kicking us off here, and it's going to be an interesting one. I really want to see what exactly Copium in particular can do. They had a bit of a rough ride. The captain was actually told by us when they arrived in the US that one of their players had trouble while they were traveling, since they were in the air as all of it played out. So they've known for a while now, and they've been sitting here in the audience, like checking up on all of the teams and having a close look, of course, at what's happening. But yeah, very eager to see what they can do here today. Third seed, always a bit on the iffy side, but there's the attack against Nano already as 30K is looking for a kill. Cattle, they're trying to punish him, but they can't.
Wow, interesting bait there. I wonder if that was intentional or more of a safe bet there. As you saw Imperius in the bush in the top right, Murden as well. And the moment that Maiev Tether came in, Brightwing came in with the phase shift. And that was something that we saw a lot earlier when we saw a team washed up on this composition. They would always put their assassin up first and say, do you want this? You want this juicy boy here? Do you want this? And if they went for it, they would turn it around and go for an aggressive play. So I expect to see that a lot here, and I wonder 30K has kind of identified that already.
Yeah, 30K, we talked a bit about the CC that exists on the side of Copium, but if you take a closer look over to what we are seeing from 30K, especially after level 10, there's of course a lot of potential to make some plays here with Leo dropping a good entomb. There is the bunker that you have to contest with, and there's quite a bit more mobility on the other side, so they got to be careful on how they use it, but a well-placed one can always put the opponent in trouble. And talking about trouble, we already have some brewing down at the bottom.
Justing trying to kite out, will be able, no, does not survive, and 30K clears up 3, and they take away the camp. 30K coming out strong.
Really, really well done here. Easy triple kill for them, and that's exactly, of course, what the NA fans want to see here. So the big pressure play at the bottom follows. They already have the added talent, and that wall breaks quickly. Big win. Big win here. Massive for 30K. Win. They get the wall, they get the triple kill. It's a level lead already, and that translates into the talent advantage that they're currently controlling. And that helps massively for the first objective, because they are now very likely to also grab a level 7 talent lead over the Copium.
And potentially a 4 too. That wall is usually enough to buy you time to get the jump over, but now suddenly you are threatened. A flank on the side can come in. That's a massive win here on the bottom side. Now, someone I do want to highlight is Liam, who is playing Leoric on the top side. This is one of my favorite players in North America when it comes to running the double lane soak. This guy knows how to be everywhere. He will grab every ounce of experience, and he's a great 1v1er. I love the way that Leon plays, and it's a part of the reason why 30K is so strong. They have an offlaner that knows where to be and when to be.
Camp timing, top side, also all scheduled around the objective. And as we're talking about the offlaners, we still got Leo up at the top, up against Brightwing right now. Whereas, of course, that big, heavy front line that we've been highlighting earlier for the red team is making their way towards the objective. But they have to be careful, because it's only half the level until 30K hits that level 7 talent. And there's a good chance that Copium lets this slide completely, tries instead to find value somewhere else on the map. But instead, they're getting attacked for just a moment as Murden got attacked, is able to move out. Justin still poking and prodding a bit. And it seems like they still hope to get that shrine, but level 7 is available for 30K.
10-3 as that jumps up. Brightwing still trying to grab that top lane, trying to get that Night Camp to move forward as they build towards their level 7, but it may be a situation where they give it up. Look in the middle though, Liam currently in a fight, a full engage on him. He's gonna go ahead and Wraith Walk away, hits his creepy hand as well to make sure to get that healing in, and is able to sustain through.
It's a bit of a tricky spot for Copium to be in. Because of the lack of a level 7 talent, it's very difficult to fight into the shrine. Normally you see teams then deviate away from that idea and instead push the lane, try to get some structural damage, and kind of go toe-to-toe with the opponent on the defense. But right now, this is a big opportunity for 30K to get that fort and maybe a little bit more if they can lock in a couple of kills. And they're starting to make the play for exactly that. Starting to move in here. Can they get it though? The fort is not going to be a problem, but can they get kills? That's the question.
Ooh, Tether comes in and simply tries to jump away. Belts me and bring in the support. There's a full engage on top of Diablo. Diablo getting murdered here as Justin moves in. The fort will be cleaned up. Can they find another kill though? Rhaegar trying to seep out of the fight. Then Impale is about to be up for Justin. He doesn't even need it. That's 2 kills for Copium.
Nicely done. That was big. That was really big. Not quite what I expected, but it's nice to see that Copium is showing their skills and able to pick 2 kills up. That gets them a bit closer in experience. They lost the fort, but that was a given. Question is, what can they now do? And oh my god, Nano! Get away from Arcade Sentry, please.
That Arcade, man, it'll surprise you. Like, don't joke around there. Nano able to get out. Looks like he's going to be able to heal up as well as he backs up, but went down all the way to 30 HP. That stuff is threatening, man. But with it all said and done, even though we saw a couple of kills come in the way of Copium, we do have that 9.25 here for 30K, and they are building at level 10. They are not stopping the pressure as they step up and start working on the opposing Night Camp. Justin jumps in over the map. Here's a Brightwing Polymorph as she comes in.
Yeah, fully calculated on the Hanzo, but now he can enjoy that battle and maybe get some damage out. They definitely need it because here comes 30K invading the camp, stealing it away. Just no chance here for anybody to do something about that steal. The camp goes to the blue team, and they are back on track here after that little hiccup that they experienced at the bot lane as they lost 2 of their players.
Massive shout out to Kira. It looked like that camp would actually be taken away by Copium with that engage from Justin on the wall, and Brightwing coming in with the phase shift. The problem is Murden took so much chunk damage from Tychus that he couldn't ever heal up because Kira kept putting auto attacks on him. If you ever see a Murden trying to come back into the fight and isn't playing in the back safety to get that stone skin up, just go in and make sure that you can't heal up. And Murden could not grab those heals due to Brightwing kind of missing out on that check mark. And that was the reason for the Night Camp getting picked off. So good job, Kier.
Yeah, ults are in. We get Hanzo with a meme strike, trying to create a bit of space. Murden missing the Stormbolt on the other hand, and immediately Catalyst there trying to punish the Dwarf. Brightwing helping out Tether. Tether connects. Here comes Hanzo attempting to create some space for them. Fruit Fly stopped. Murden gets out. The barbecue play from Diablo. Justin, the one in trouble, but a nice jet propulsion from Casper from the top. It's not enough to save Imperius though, and they're still not out of harm's way yet.
Simply trying to retreat here. Casper gets thrown again, throws at the bunker at the last attempt, tries to jump out, and is able to dive away straight through the lane that was available. But what rings true here is that fort is now exposed. Cattle steps up as well as the rest of the team, and they get a decent chunk of damage there.
Once again, we have topside Blaze. I mean, they got to catch up a little bit here. They're not too far behind the experience yet. They can really tell that it is 30K that calls the shots. They've already eliminated 1 fort. They put damage onto the one in the middle. Yeah, Mirrodin trying nice cure with a sidestep here. Well done.
Very, very clean so far. Oh, but Casper trying to rotate down, has Justin to back him up, but the surprise apparently was too much. Simply just scouted that out. Looks like there may have been a miscommunication error here.
Yeah, and now the camp is going to be stolen. What a nice disc here. Cure with a big boy plays. They're trying to get the follow-up. Not quite working out for them, but they easily get the camp, and that's all that they were really aiming for here. So now 5 kills to 2. Mirrodin definitely caught there for a moment and probably afraid that there would be a follow-up and they would try to take him down. Didn't happen, but now it's just half a level that's missing until 30K hits level 13, which will, of course, give them another advantage for the Shrine fight at the top.
It feels like we're starting to get to that point where this small difference between the teams is starting to split itself wide open. That 13 is about to head over the way. I would love to see something from Copium here to get a full engage and try to steal us away from before that 13 hits, but it will be difficult. Kier steps up, drops on the teleport, goes to the containment disc, and actually misses it.
Yeah, containment disc is already out, didn't hit anything. 13 is nearly there, they're still waiting a bit. Brightwing at the bottom of the map helping them or trying to get close to 13, but I don't think that's realistic. 24 to 3 stacks. Yeah, it's way too much. And now Mirrodin, Brightwing trying to help out here, but barely able to save Mirrodin. The entire shrine has now been given over to the blue team, and 30K gets Punisher number 2.
Yeah, it seems like when you're behind with this composition, there's a couple of things that you really want to do. Either A, find the isolation picks and pick them off, but so far, if you look at 30K, they've been doing a great job of rotating together. Even Liam is constantly structuring around the bottom side, watching for the flanks. or you want to try and be on even talents. But so far, those even talents have been a bit hard to grab. Finally, they hit it, but look at this. The 4 is already picked off, and that'll be the second one of the game.
Structurally, they're taking such a massive lead, and of course, eventually, this is also going to result in a lot more passive experience for the blue team. They do everything that they were expected to here. Absolute great performance. One hiccup at the bot lane early on in the game was all thus far, but they are going for fort number 3 right now. There's just no stopping them. They might even get a kill here. Casper forced to drop the bunker. Goes for the jet propulsion, attempting to turn it, but half the team isn't even there. Hunter still defending the top against the Punisher that he finally takes down. Entomb is there, and Casper gets out. But it just feels effortless at this point for 30K.
Yeah, the control is just a bit too much. 3 forts in total, simply trying to hold this right side. Another Night Camp stolen. What is this? This is the 3rd camp stolen away from the opposing side. They're just having such a hard time getting into these engagements. So go ahead and clean it up. Brightwing heads to the top lane. But it seems like we're getting to the point where this next shrine that pops up, if it's not earned by Copium, we could be seeing a game over quick.
Yeah, for sure. Copium needs to get a few kills in, and so far they looked a little bit uncomfortable in a lot of these team fights. It's just also, of course, a fact of 30K just taking exactly the fights that they want, forcing the positions, and positioning really well also around objectives and camps, and they can always engage in these fights. They still land that 1 level lead over the red team. And yeah, that makes it pretty tricky right now, because 16's on the horizon. The next objective could be a huge problem. I don't know, Copium, they might have to just go for it at some point and roll the dice.
I am actually really enjoying these different Leoric builds. This one that is actually being picked up by Liam is more focused on trying to clear out waves as quickly as you can with the level 1 and the level 4. Oh, hang on. Bit of engage happening here on Simply. We had an auto attack build earlier that was trying to handle that Diablo, actually, when we had EU versus Korea. So Leoric really showing that these last couple of changes have put him in a position where he has multiple builds.
It's just going to be so difficult for Copium to come back. I'm looking at this, and they didn't engage before level 16. Now there's a talent advantage. They're forced into a fight. They don't want to fight this. They do it anyways. They are rolling the dice with a talent disadvantage. Can they get the value now? The Dragon Strike was great. They're looking for the damage, but already Rhaegar with the Ancestral. Fight's not over yet. Kettle might be in trouble. Bunker is off. They are looking for kills. They can't get him. Instead, they lose Blaze, Diablo. They can't kill him. Finally, it's Justin who drops him, but 4 heroes are down. Could be a 5-man wipe.
Could it be?
Wants to go for all of them.
Kira going for it. He wants it. He steps up, goes for the Phantom Knives, goes for the tether, locks him down even with a containment disc, which at this point is a staggered death. Pulls him forward, goes for the kill. Is it going to be it? Khaldor, can he get it? I want to say it so bad. Can I say 5-man team wipe? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. As they push in the bottom right, they get the keep, and they are setting themselves up for a W.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Cure going toe-to-toe with Murden here, and what a battle it was. Dodging that Stormbolt was so sexy.
Yeah.
And the team at the same time going for the keep, and they're like, do you not want to come to help us here? We might be able to get a little bit. It's like, boys, I got a job to do here. This is personal at this point.
And Kier locks him down, finds the kill. Dog the bounty hunter, if you will.
Yeah.
Top lane getting
amazing.
pushed in. 18-16, and this is probably one of the last opportunities that we're going to have a major fight available for Copium. They need to get everyone up. They need to move across. They may even have to sacrifice this top lane and try to force this shrine. If this Punisher is grabbed, it's coming in the bot lane, and there's nothing there to protect the core.
They also have the camp at the top lane that Brightwing needs to take care of, even if she can. The problem will still be that she's going to be a bit late to the party down here.
Impale.
Good stuns. That's actually a really good point here too, because they weren't able to chain the stunts the way that they wanted the entire game, but they finally get a kill against Leoric, so that's something. But Murden is immediately in trouble. Gets bounced around, gets out of the fight on the other hand. They can't get a second kill, but at least for the time being, they have some control over the objective. The problem is the top lane, where another keep might fall to that mercenary camp.
The thing is, time is totally ticking right now. Leoric is on his way. He's in the middle of the fight here. Getting that death timer lower and lower. They need to find another kill before Leoric gets back in.
Top keep is gone. Top keep is gone. 2 keeps are down. They need to win this one big and then just snowball it hard, and I'm not sure if they can pull that off.
They know it. Blink heal keeps coming up. Brightwing is trying desperately to keep the heals up, but it's just not enough. There goes Imperius as he gets picked off. Containment just comes in again. Finally, a phase shift will come in to heal some, but I think it might just be too late. 33-28. Another one picked up at the top left as Murden falls. Oh my gosh, the Entomb. It's dangerous. Hide my eyes, Khaldor.
Unbelievable. Another big Entomb with a choke point. It's a 5-man
team wipe.
There it is. We got 2 5-2 ones. Heck yes.
Blaze is down. The core is taking damage to the catapults, and NA is on their way to victory.
This crowd has been sitting here all day hoping for a USA chant, and they finally get it. 40% down to 20, down to 10. Ladies and gentlemen, North America will grab their first victory as they pull it out over Copium.
Nicely done. Well played. Is this really the first map that NA wins?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's all been 2-0, so.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that we got that jab in there. A little bit of punch.
What jab? I was just asking questions.
You were just asking questions. No, that's fine. It's whatever. So, the number 1 seed comes out, 30K, and I gotta say, they looked very, very poised. There was a bit of a misstep there in the early game, but they got to trade out for a fort, so that could have been the call there.
Yeah.
And overall, Khaldor,
What?
what are you doing? Why are you smirking like that, buddy?
I'm a happy person.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. Show the world. There it is.
One of us.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
We got a game, I heard, right?
It is time. Game time. Garden of Terror, map number 2, 30K versus Copium. We have the entire roster here. As we're going to have Gafflo coming in. Let's see if they can pull this off against 30K.
30K, they got the lead, 1-0, it's a best-of-3 series, and can Copium come back? Can Gavlo pop off now? It's still incredible to me that this guy just came to the venue, sees his team playing, and is like, boys, I think you need help. So Justin, he subbed in game number 1 when
Some
everybody
claps for Justin, by the way.
Good job by Justin, and thanks a lot for helping out here too. But then Gavlo comes in after an insane travel, an insane odyssey. He's finally here in Miami, and he comes in to try and help his boys out. Obviously, they're the underdog here against 30K. And now on map number 2, Gavlo is trying to help them maybe win a map here. Hogger gets banned. It's Garden of Terror. We talked about this a bit earlier. Hogger pretty much like one of the absolute MVP picks on this map, so no surprise that Hogger gets it right away banned. First pick for Copium. And after game number 1, Maiev got eliminated. I can't really blame them for that one.
There are 2 North American players that will terrify you if they have Maiev. One is Kier, and the other one was Psalm. Luckily, Psalm doesn't play this game anymore, so you only have to fear one. Kier will have his Maiev taken out instantly. Brightwing as well will be banned out. And we're heading straight into Garden of Terror, man. I'm hoping that we can get a little bit of that stuff we were talking about earlier. Maybe some kind of Illidan. A little bit something that really spreads out the map and forces you into weird situations.
I mean, Lucio is a hero that I immediately would have had on my bingo list for this one, but they ban out Sergeant Hammer, so Lucio is up. You could go for the Lucio pick if you want to speed across the map here and use that to your advantage. There's a few globals available too. We have the Hako, we have Falstad, so both of them could be picked here as well. But yeah, couple of targeted bans, but that's a tough choice
Diablo?
to make,
Do you think Diablo gets taken away here? Because Diablo seems to be the main warrior. Everyone seems to be running him.
There's Lucio.
Oh, there it is.
All right, so now we get the Lucio first pick. But obviously, it was not an immediate lock by them. There's a lot of good options for them. And again, you want to have the wave clear. So not only the wave clear, but also the camp clear. You need something that allows you to take mercenary camps quickly. This is one of the biggest maps in the pool, and it's also one of the maps that has the most mercenary camps. If you can get consistent mercenary control, you're going to be in a great spot to put pressure onto those lanes. Dibbles is in, you mentioned him a second ago, and we got Sylvana, so there's also side lane pressure from 30K.
It is such an interesting world where Sylvanas is just like, you can run around every single map now, or at least all the maps that we've seen today. In the past, you would see on like BOE or Infernal Shrines, things that had a strong objective that pushed with it. But here, Sylvanas has just been a main staple for DPS.
Yeah, Sylvanas is always scary because he's not normally great in team fights. She can also just like split push. But there's like Greymane that I pointed out a bit earlier. So now we have Greymane that can take the camps down, and you have a tool that can use against Diablo too. So that is definitely going to help them. Blaze to give them a bit more control in the fight. You have the bunker to retreat. You have the slows. You also have the sun with the jet propulsion. So really, really good picks from them so far. But what's 30K going to go for now? I mean, Ban's obviously coming in first, but I definitely want to see what Cure is going to pick.
I'm surprised Dahaka has made it this far down, to be quite frank with you. Dahaka on Garden of Terror, there's bushes everywhere. Like, it is straight up a place where like he can come out of anything. But we get a Garrosh map.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this already before. Garrosh against Diablo, if you can play around that, they want to get rid of it. They want to make sure that Cattle has a lot of room to play with.
Yeah, Johanna's not much of a threat as the opposing tank. Sure, he'll like still bring their wave clear and whatnot, but Diablo doesn't care too much.
Yeah.
He's willing to dive past it if need be. Will they ban out the Dahaka? Because they already went for a global ban already. Let's see here. It's going to be a Dahaka ban. Okay.
They get rid of the Haka, and I mean, it leaves us with also heroes like Urel, for example. So Diablo with Urel also works quite nicely, but again, it's more so a question of what exactly Kira's going to play here. On the support side, I would expect a Rega pick, honestly, from 30k here. He helps you with the camp clear, enhances that a little bit more. Fantastic also to keep your front line alive. So Rega would definitely be a decent pick, unless they want to be even a bit more aggressive with that. Side lane Jojo, I like it. Always a good one. So we got Rega now in. Yeah, and side lane Johanna, that has been played for quite some time. First of all, in the early game, she can hold her own against most side laners. She's not going to win the lane, but she has the wave clear, she has to sustain. And if you don't lose the lane too hard, you're in a decent spot. And once the main fights, the 5 versus 5 starts, you have 2 tanks at the front. So yeah, try breaking through that. It also gives them the blind against Greymane. They have possibly a stun. And we get Nazemo.
Wow.
Nice. Copium going for that late game again.
Those scaling characters. We haven't seen a Nazemo in a while, but Garden of Terror is one of those big maps that you just kind of last for a while.
They've done it a lot in the past. The one thing that I really need from a team that goes for Nazemo on a big map is discipline. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Make sure that you're taking only fights where you feel really confident. Try and get the kills there. If not, scale towards the late game for the Vile Infection and then protect him. But don't YOLO out too hard. Hanzo on the other side, it could be a good one. I like what we're seeing from Copium here. Pocket pick, they played it in Europe, they're playing it now on the international stage. Garden of Terror for map number 2, and Nazemo that wants to, of course, get into the late game if he can.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
You think we can get Spider build? Is that still a pretty popular build out in EU, or has it been adjusted
Honestly,
at all?
we see both. I mean, most of the time we see Spider build, but lately I have seen also more of the Toads. It helps you to push very, very heavily. So if you get to that point and you get him alone on a lane to push a little bit, if that's their game plan, then I could see them adjust that. They've played both.
I like Spider build here because of Johanna and Diablo. They're very easy to hit, right?
It would be the standard here, but still. I'm pretty happy with this.
All right.
A lot of clear, get this even to the late game. You can also fight before off kills. I mean, you have the tools to really fight before he hits his level 20, so you're not just playing for 20, but you want to keep him safe. Nano has been playing this in the past, and yeah, I can't wait to see if they are able to bring this through towards the end.
All right, Khaldor, it is time as we head into game number 2. 30k taking on Copium. Here on the far left, the North American team, the #1 seed. Kier taking on Hanzo, Liam playing Johanna, Legacy on Rhaegar, Medora on Sylvanas, and Cattle with the Diablo.
Cattle with the Diablo, and on the right side of the map, we got the European team now in full force with Casper on Blaze. You get Simply on Murden, Vexo on Lucio, Nano on Nazemo, and Gavlo coming in finally from the UK here. The man that had the longest travel ever with a Greymane, spent the night in London, came in today for the second map, and let's see what he can pull off with Greymane. If he pops off now, that would just be the story. It would be incredible. But he must be absolutely knackered at this point.
Well, immediately in the bottom lane, you have that Sylvanas pressure. Cattle watching out for the Murden flank. Murden still has his hop if he wants to jump in. The Cattle, oh my gosh, Cattle just read that. Immediately comes in, gets a knockback, make sure that Simply can't get the engage, and they're going to walk away with half a turret low, and Johanna goes to work in the middle lane, and she'll continuously condemn those lanes.
So right now, Gavlo also on the camera with a 1-0 lead for 30k. They're hoping to make this a 2-0 victory, and there's the Toad build. So they're going for Toads on level 1. Nano moving in with a Pandemic. We had plenty of that lately. And let's see what they can do once the 1 minute mark has passed, and we're going to get all of those camps onto the map. We got Greymane. I mean, we have both teams with a lot of clear on those mercenaries. So if they're diligent about it, then they should be able to get them easily up on lane. The question is one of the teams aggressive enough to attempt an invade? And they're at least poking a bit here, but I don't think they're going to commit to this.
Oh, Kier takes some damage from Lucio. Simply's here on the left, just trying to wake out for any of the CC that could be coming, and they can jump out. Stormbolt comes out. Gaflo comes down, gets the auto attacks. They're working on Cattle. One Giant is left standing so far. Nano joined them as well and has those frogs available. All 5 are here for Copium. Will they fight for this Giant? They're trying to get Simply healed up.
Yeah, but now everybody's committing for this, and Catalyst coming back in from the top. Mirrodin low, jumps out. Oh, Liam is low. Liam is really low, but so is Gavlo. Gavlo, the first one to fall. Greymane dies. They are hoping for a second kill, but they can't get it. Siege Giants will be taken, and Nano.
No way.
Bye-bye.
The sneaky Nazebo gets out, but amazing kill there for Team 30K, and they'll also be able to turn around and grab these camps. So good defense by them. Kier, shout out to him being able to stay alive. Build time, he even came in and hit that Murden right within the middle of a heal proc, which prevented him from getting nice and safe.
Oh, we're talking about Kier. He's in trouble down here, tries to survive. Stormbolt, good juke, and Rhaegar comes in at the last moment and saves the day for him. Nicely done. Well played.
It's such a good wave clear for Hanzo. You see that pick up level 4, starts working on the bottom. They're going to also try to simultaneously grab the Giant Camp and the Knight Camp, spread out their opponents while they try to grab this tribute, which is on their side of the map here.
Yeah, so a couple of camps are taken. We have a few stacks together for Nazebo. Stacking is going to be super important for him. If he makes it to 20, it's a total game changer. They're hoping for some early kills. And Lucio is empowering a lot of these plays because they have the added mobility and it just allows them to dive in, dive out, and keep the opponent on their toes. But Gavlo gets caught again. The second time that we see Greymane fall here in this game. Full engage on him. Blaze still dealing with Jojo, who's played in a side lane position here, but that bottom pressure that we're seeing from 30K is just tremendous. Nano in a corner, real trouble for him, and the Witch Doctor is
Oh my gosh,
dead.
Cattle.
Oh.
Oh my, Medora goes in. Maybe a bit of an aggressive play, but they were feeling themselves.
That's a Genji main right there.
That it is. So,
Genji main detected.
3 kills to 1. But this wall takes a beating, and Nano and crew are going to have to be coming back. But so far, it looks like 30K does not mind at all. They want to just show that they are the dominant team right now. And it's really paying off as they get a couple of kills.
Yeah, nicely done here. So 1 kill to 3 in total. Both teams with level 7, 30 stacks for Nazebo. And we're talking obviously in Garden of Terror about the seeds, so time to see who grabs the first one. We immediately see 30K making a play for it, at least for the position. Jojo's also on her way towards the objective. And with multiple heroes splitting off to the side lanes, it seems like they are willing to let it slide for now. But Myrn is still there. They can still make a quick jump and the Stormbolt happen to interrupt Cattle.
Cattle going for the
even have
push
to.
channel. Simply steps up, drops down the W. They're not really forcing this tribute, which actually don't hate too much. Hang on though, a full engage free on Nakira, and Gaflo goes in, and that is going to be a pickup for Copium.
Copium gets the kill. They were hoping for more, couldn't quite get it. And Madara locks in the channel. So yes, Hanzo has fallen, but they got a kill. Do they get a second though? Doubtful. And Sylvanas escapes after the Stormbolt is over. And Greymane chunked together with Nazebo, the bot lane down quickly. And that's where especially the Toad build, of course, pays dividends.
Yeah, it was really interesting that they're taking so long to grab that seed. I was wondering if they were trying to like set it up to where they would have 10 and they could secure other seeds later on when they're on the opposing side of the map. But it looks like that is not going to be the full payout there as we head straight in towards the level 9 for both of our teams. And this seed is on the side of Copium on the top right. Liam scouting Nazebo right away, comes in with a condemn, and with Cattle joining in, it looks like they may be able to clear those up.
I like the bot lane pressure for Madara and Legacy here because we have a lot of tools for the red team that really help you to push structures. Nazebo and Greymane, we saw them in action. But it's not like the blue team doesn't have anything here. They have Sylvanas, and if you give her some side lane pressure opportunities, she will take them. And that's currently what they're doing here quite a lot, especially with Rhaegar assisting and making sure that Sylvanas doesn't get caught off guard. Level 10 is in on the other hand. And with that, we now have,
I was wondering if we were going to get a falling sword, but it's me and the Buzzard Shield just to help out with the CC.
Yeah, especially against Greymane, that's obviously also a good option. Ravenous Spirit is in, so that's already nice for Nazebo and can help him with massive damage in these team fights. And depending on how your stacking goes, once you're at level 20, you can always upgrade that. You don't have to go Violent Infection. It's oftentimes the best choice and will give you tons and tons of damage, but there are arguments for Ravenous Spirit.
Bro, I'm so tired of seeing Nazebos with like 20 stacks and they go to level 20 Violent Infection. It's like, please pay attention to what's going on in the game. My gosh, man. I get it. It's a pickup.
Read that talent description.
Please read. It's really, really important. Simply taking some harassment here, and Bike Team's going to be here to come in and get a helping hand. It's going to be 1-to-1 in seeds. And with Nano pushing the top lane here, they're starting to really catch on. Okay, they're trying to split out these towers and break them down. And 30K is answering in spades.
But this is really something where I feel time is working in favor of Team Copium. If you're playing Nazebo, you want to get him to level 20. You want to get him to a point where you have the stacks and get to 20 for Storm Talents. And so far, they're doing exactly that. And Callus in trouble up here at the top.
That
He's
first
in real
bullet.
trouble. They need to drop the Ancestral to keep him
Oh!
Nice.
Oh my gosh,
What
the
a
lightning
play!
breath,
The
the
arrow, the
slows.
kill, the double, the triple! And A saying hello and dropping 3. Beautiful play from them.
Shout out to Legacy, nailing the Ancestor healing. Cattle turns around, drops the lightning breath, and on top of that, Kier hits a 3-man arrow. Complete destruction in that team fight. Cattle going a little bit far down here on the bottom right, and with 2 meaty boys trying to lock him down, he might get picked off. No, Cattle says, I like meaty boys. Handles them really well. Able to get the bunker too. Simply trying to step out, trying to retreat, gets the unstoppable, and will finally get to his tower. But the fort, it's dead.
Yeah, the fort is down, and that was big, really big for 30k. Getting the kills, taking the lead in experience thanks to that, working towards a talent advantage. And of course, as you already highlighted, the fort has been destroyed in the mid lane too. So what looked initially like a nice push for the wall turned into total disaster for Team Copium. They lost way too much here. At least the red team was able to pick up 1 tribute beforehand, so they are 1 level behind and they're still trailing. But they're stacking well on the Zebo. He's at 90 stacks, so he's getting there. But of course, now they are playing a completely different game where they're on the back foot and they just have to start defending.
Well, second seed being channeled for 30k, and there's no one there to disrupt it. Cattle comes over the wall after a Dragon's Arrow comes out. Liam stepping up as well at the same time. Blessed Shield is down. 3 heroics being burned, but we do have Lightning Breath coming up for Diablo in a second, but look at this Black Arrow as they just murder this fort. It's getting destroyed while Blade's still working on middle.
Yeah, nice move here. And 30k, again, they're showcasing that they are the first seed for North America. The bottom fort is low. They have the chance to go for the objective. They can get those Garden Horrors in. Get the level 13.
Plant Horrors.
Plant
Horrors. Bit of a difference.
Those Garden Horrors.
For those that don't know, before this map came out, this was called Garden of Terror, and it was Plant Horrors, and that was changed because you can say it really, really fast.
Yeah,
so it sounds a little
there's a
different.
lot of Plant Horrors here.
There's a lot in there, and you want to get their seeds. Simply steps up, goes in for the harassment. Avatar comes out. He's pretty low. Does he have his jump available? No, he does not. He gets deleted. Lightning Breath destroying that bunker. Liam going for the chase as well. He has his Blessed Shield. Will he hit it? Yes, he does, but oh my gosh, the Lucio high five was money there.
Absolutely, but 7 kills to 2, and there it is. The Plant Horrors are in. And now this is going to be the end of the bottom fort for sure. The top fort likely going to fall too. This is fantastic for 30k. They are absolutely dominating this now. They have taken a massive lead in experience to getting to level 15, but there's a real chance that they can totally walk away with this, especially when they get an early level 16. They're now pushing on 3 lanes, which also guarantees them a huge amount of experience taking all of these minion waves down. Johanna, for example, the bot lane just walks past that fort and goes straight up for the minion waves to empower this even further.
I like that Sylvanas is in that top lane, really making sure that push can come in. We're going to have 1 fort in the bottom, 4 in the top deleted. 16 is about to connect. All 5 members of 30k are looking for a little bit more, though, as they step up. Cattle is here every single time. Look at Liam, always posturing in the shadows, ready to show up with that Blessed Shield.
And look at the experience. 16 with this push. This is just crazy. If you get a kill here, you can maybe even go for a key, considering that you have Sylvanas in your lineup. So this is so dangerous for Copium. It's incredibly dangerous. Nano gets attacked again, 115 stacks for him. But can they keep... Oh, Jesus. It's so tough now.
Yeah.
The passive experience alone, you're so far behind. That one fight that 30k was able to force at the top lane was money. It was absolutely money. I mean, right now, how do you get back here? You need to get somehow a few kills, maybe close to the experience gap, make it to 20. It's 5 levels until they hit 20. No matter how well Nazebo stacks right now, they still have to survive that if they want to get Violent Infection.
I mean, I don't want to be aggro or king shame, but it seems like 30k has their foot on the throat of Copium right now, and all they have to do is keep slowly pressing. Legacy goes in. That's going to be an Ancestor healing coming out. Lightning Breath immediately afterwards. Medora jumping back and forth, gets some damage on top of the skeet. There goes that Black Arrow as well. Lucio is so darn low right now. They're just trying to hold on in a 4v5, while meanwhile Blaze is trying to soak them out.
Yeah, Blaze is trying to soak in experience for them, but they're about to lose Murd, and they have to be really careful. I have no idea how he survived that. Ravenous Spirit is forcing them back. The keep about to go down, and Blaze still trying to get XP. It's his only mission. They're willing to sacrifice the keep. They're saying, dude, we don't care. Just get experience, get us to 16, give us a chance to force a fight.
That was a Sonic Arrow kill on a keep. I've never seen that before. They snipe it away, but look over to the red team. They're trying to force a fight, but they are unable to do so. 16 finally connects, but 30k doesn't care. They get to go back, re-tap, and set up for the next seed.
And now we can expect aggression or more aggression from Copium. They need to go for seeds. If they can get an objective, maybe that's enough to close the experience gap. And again, they got the stacks on the Zebo. They lost the keep, if that's all that they lose here. If they can get an objective, take a couple of forts down, then they're still in this. But they need to really keep an eye on the opponent, on their positioning. They can't get caught now, and they need to force a fight on their terms.
I love this Giant Knight camp timing. It's always on point. Every time a seed is about to spawn, you see the Giants are deployed out. You see the Knights in the bottom as well. One person usually helps it out at the same time. Seed being grabbed on the far right here for Copium, but the map being painted blue is more important for 30K, and they're content with pushing towards level 20.
7 kills to 2 still. They're looking for a chance here. They're looking for an opportunity and hope, of course, to get it maybe around the camp. But so far, all of them have been taken here. 35,000. And Nazeema's already top damage for them. He's keeping up with Hanzo, too. Nazeema's at 35k. Hanzo's sitting at 36,000 right now. It's also tricky also to get to the double tank front line. It's so hit point heavy. It's crazy.
Yeah, those frogs will be doing damage eventually if they can even get there, though. Seed spawning in 18 seconds. Third seed up and available here for Copium if they're able to sneak it away. 19 about to connect with 30K. So far in the past, they've shown they'd rather take other things on the map and build towards that 20 instead and try and force a team fight around there when they have the advantage. Simply steps up trying to hold the bush. Is going to be forced to jump away, but Lucio's there, as always, to help him out.
With the power jump there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
Off the map.
Look at the bottom lane, though. Look at this.
Sylvanas is pushing catapults in now.
Yep.
And of course, they are going to be tricky to deal with as well. I mean, it's not that late in the game yet, but she's not going to stop there. They're just trying to delay the trippy, because this is going to be the moment where there's an opportunity for the red team to actually get Garden Terrors in the game and then take some forts down. So they have to stay there. But the interrupt potential is ready. You got especially Jojo. So unless they're getting a kill, time is working in favor of the blue team. The more time they can buy, the more time Madara has to push the bot lane keep down.
Flashlight, flames, arrows, oh my. So much here for disruption, and Sylvanas is just taking this keep for absolutely free. No one is contesting her. Casper trying to head back now to help out, but it's going to be too late. That keep is already destroyed, and now the core will be the next focus here. Medora easily takes a third keep, and look at that level 20. It's right around the corner.
I mean, they were taking a risk here. They were saying, guys, if we can get this seed, we might get back.
Yeah.
We have to sacrifice the keep for that's fine. But they get neither. And now, yes, it's a 2-level advantage. It is insanely difficult to come back here. It's nearly impossible.
What I would have liked to see, I know it's a little bit hard here for Copium, but I would love for them to try and disrupt that seed turn in as well so they can buy more time for them to get to level 20. Because now look at this. The front door is being knocked on, and you've got nothing except frogs.
I mean, the only thing really, unless 30k runs it down here, they should lock in the victory for sure.
See what happens. Liam takes a tower shot. Casper comes around, gets a little bit of damage on him, down to 30 HP. There goes the big zoning here. Johanna uses her trait. Cattle comes over from the side.
They're trying to go for the fight once again. So far, we haven't seen a lot of the ults used here. They're protecting that keep as best they can. No global for them either, so it's not like they can just use a global to protect the lanes and the core. And so how are you doing with this now? I mean, you can let this one go. It's only the second one. But at some point, you just got to pull the trigger and go for a big fight.
It's going to be hard, though, Khaldor. That 20 is so close. They could taste it. They're like, if we get to 20, maybe, just maybe, we can hold this entire
and they have
match.
The stacks for Nazebo.
Yeah, they do. 174 will be the stacks there. I believe it's 165 you have to get on it. It's been a bit for
one
me.
More. They need one more.
They need 175. Oh, look at that. Well, they're going to get that easily.
I'll assume in the next 1.5 levels he gets that.
Hey, I'm all about facts, man. I'm here for the numbers. That's what I'm all about.
If he doesn't get that, then they have a bigger problem. But yeah.
Okay, so they're grabbing a giant camp, which will give them a little bit more experience. I do like 30k taking the Knight camp and the Giant camp in the top right, because those give experience as well, which is going to help you get back in the game, and they denied that from Copium, which is a massive win for them. Finally, the stacks do connect 180, so he does have that violent infection. Diablo was looking for a fight here on the bottom right corner, but Murden hits a Stormbolt and instantly escapes. 19.25. They're pushing for that 20. Can they get it?
Time is really working against them, and so are the lanes. I don't think this is possible. I mean, they're going to try. The Nazebo party, they're trying to set it up here, but it's 30k so far. They haven't lost the fort yet.
Liam goes in!
Arrow! And the kill!
The hot
Lucio
fire!
down, Greymane down, Nazebo doing his best. He's trying to get a counter kill, but they can't get even that. Simply jumps out, but this is a total disaster here for the red team. They were trying to somehow keep one of their main structures still in play. They want that half level for 20, but they have lost everything except the core. This is an absolute nightmare. 30k, they came in as the favorites, and they're delivering.
I love the bait and switch between Johanna and Diablo, and now can they end the game? 30 seconds before before Lucio comes in and Greymane as well. Nano trying to get his level 20, but look at that, it's 19 3/4. The core is starting to take damage. The shield is getting low. It's down to 90, Khaldor.
Yeah, 70 hit points. They're so close to 20, but there's just no saving this anymore. 30k makes it happen. They move on to the winner bracket semi-final. Fantastic performance. They were the favorite for the series. They took it 10 kills to 2, a 2-0 victory as the NA team advances. And we have the third seed from Europe dropping down into the losers bracket.
That is 3 #1 seeds that have moved on. They all got their 2-0s as well, so they definitely earned their #1 seeds. And I gotta say, I'm kind of happy to know that we have a great European team, a great American team, and a great Korean team.
Yes.
It makes bracket play that much more exciting.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.